going to be the final ban. Loco Doco did want me to give a shout out though,
Will it be
because I'm fond of doing shout outs on
Okay.
behalf of Potato Sacks. He says anybody that's had their hearts broken, their dreams crushed, shout outs from me and Loco Doco to you.
Hmm.
And then little heart hands with your hands. You do the heart symbol. Zyrene, I know you're doing
Whoa,
it
whoa,
too.
you're not allowed to do that
Yep.
anymore. The patent
Nope. I
rule.
violated the patent right there.
Mhm.
They're gonna have
So
to come after me.
Sivir not banned going to be picked up immediately for Loco Doco, one of the strongest ADCs in the game, if not the strongest currently.
Believe it'll be the first time we've seen her in this tournament since the big remake. I think. Did we see one Sivir before? We've
I
seen her
don't
face
believe
a
so.
lot, so I can't remember. But yeah, I think this
She
will be
was
the
she was disabled
yeah,
in the
that's what it
previous
was.
ones.
So this will be the first time we've seen Sivir. Big remake there. Changes to Ricochet, changes all across the board, and a wonderful visual update. Locks on the other side going to be Olaf and Shyvana. Or not Shyvana, Elise. I looked down at the band side. Locke's going to be on to Olaf and Elise. Elise, very strong last game. I got to say, Broken Shard playing a very exciting Elise. We've seen a lot of boring Elise, a lot of assists, not a lot of kills. Broken Shard changing it up there and picking up about 1 million of them.
Yeah, extremely aggressive.
And Olaf still very, very good. Obviously, Renekton made it through as well, but it doesn't look like at the moment anybody going to pick him up with a sit on to Gengi, one on to Nunu. And Sivir grab to start things off for Quantic back over to COG. And a quick sit on to Fiddlesticks.
And so Chris is the former top laner of Velocity since they disbanded their roster, or I guess released it. So now he's over on Cognitive replacing iDream, who we had seen be on the team when they had qualified for this tournament. So a little bit of a change up there. Nunu going to give a lot of attack speed over to Sivir, plus her passive when she has Ricochet active and is hit level 6, she gets a huge boost in attack speed. So she's going to be extremely devastating and very good at taking turrets and pushing.
Jenna, the sit right now. Lock on to Jinx is good. So we will see Jinx out on the field. Last time, didn't really get a running start on the Jinx and, got shut down early and stayed that way. Managed to make it through. Still had the highest CS in the game, so a lot of work getting done on the Jinx last time around. We've seen Jinx a couple times throughout the tournament. Picks and bans, fairly common for old Jinxie at this point. On 3.14, no bans on her just yet. Only 2 games in, though. We can hold out hope. And the sit on to Janna, very interesting one, especially the new support looks. It could be pretty strong. I mean, AP Janna, one of those that would still see play in mid lane throughout Season 3. And now I'm going to see her picked up possibly in a support role. I can't really be making that
Probably.
yet, but I'm going to assume, yeah. Assume.
She's still extremely strong. And they gave her, I believe, if they haven't changed it, an AD ratio on her shield. When she gets AP, when she uses her shield on somebody, it gives them attack damage. So she's got the base on it, the base attack damage, but then as she gets stronger, she makes her allies even stronger as well. So nothing here is going to be very happy if he gets a lot of AP on Zane King. Then he'll just take turrets so quickly with a shield on him.
Absolutely, and I mean that's one of those things to think about. Again, it was a fairly niche market, but there were the AP mid Janna players, fairly eclectic bunch. But now you've got a support Janna who can still get that AP in line. We saw what happened with Annie last time around. Good damage all the way around the field. So not just the utility, but a strong lead-off skill set that's not only going to stun you, it's going to put some serious damage down. That's before everybody else gets there. Really changes the team dynamic and how you need to start thinking about support players. Especially when you got people like Nunu, a fully charged absolute zero. Even the snowball is going to hurt if you get a lot of that. But it's going to be Fiddlesticks down in the bottom lane again. Fiddle with the AP build. That's one of those things. MIA didn't really get started last time around, but this time could be some big looks from Fiddle here on Quantic if they get a lot of AP onto him.
Yeah, so Suno's going to go with the Ari pick here. I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't pick up Rengar and our overlays lying again. That's Rengar, not Renekton.
Yep. Liar.
I just looked at it in the game, and I'm like, that's REN, but different follow-up after that. So it's Rengar, not Renekton. I'm surprised they didn't take an Orianna for Suno. Just throw the ball on him while he has his ultimate and get it into the back line. And Rengar's a huge threat to somebody like Jinx, because he'll just come out of nowhere straight onto you, and then you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and did indeed see that on Westerice last time around. There were a couple of those things. People thought they were going to get away. Over the wall comes an old Gengi and give you vicious hugs to the face and throat. Zane King going to be the one locking Ziggs for Zamfira and mid. We'll run it down. Quantic going to be taking Rengar, Nunu, Ari, Sivir, and Fiddlesticks to the field. On the cognitive side, it's going to be Elise, Olaf in the jungle, Ziggs, Jinx, and Janna. We'll see how it all shakes out. Game 2 of the round robin coming up right after. It's a party full of trinkets for both sides. It's fun to watch those go, isn't it? I think so. So I gotta say, Cognitive gonna lose a skin war here. I just it's the wrong Janna skin, and you can't get away with that sort of thing. And that's all I'm taking into account, literally. On the other side, it's the Ahri skin, kind of meh. I tend to go Foxfire. Popstar Ahri is in this patch, so no real excuse there for Suno not wearing Popstar Ahri. But I think what he wanted to do was switch it up. He's like, of course they're going to expect me to pick Popstar Ahri. Bada bing, switched it up on him. Because that's Suno's changed the game.
Yeah, speaking of switching it up on him, Apple took the sweeping lens into the top lane. That's something we don't see a lot of top laners take. It's usually the jungle and the support, which we see over on the side of Cognitive. But he's going to take that up into the top lane, which isn't going to provide him any vision. It's just going to deny the vision of Chris. And it is a top lane Elise, so they swapped the Elise because Olaf is so good in the jungle right now. He's just he's amazing in the jungle.
Yes. That's what I actually told. I was talking to Broken Shard a little bit before the last game, and he was like, what should I play? And he was like, hint Lee Sin. And I was like, Lee Sin, but if they don't pick it, pick Olaf. And he was like, he's very strong. And then he picked Elise, and my heart broke, so I'm, Loco Doco on me. Right there.
You guys just have this new bond formed
Together,
by Broken Shard. Broken Hearts.
Yep.
Broken Hearts EU.
Shattered dreams. Promises were made, Broken Shards. I'm pointing vaguely at the chat, which is meant to indicate I know there's not a camera, but that's what I was doing. Quantic gonna go down low. Cog gonna come looking for him and might find him.
Quantic's gonna go up. Chris might farm the wolves early on here, but he's actually gonna take the long way around. He's being smart about this.
Is that Bandit Sivir? I have no idea what some of the new Sivir skins look like. Because I always just wear Wonderful.
The Wonder
Astonishing
Woman one?
Sivir, yeah, the Wonder Woman ripoff.
And we all know what it really is.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it might be Bandit Sivir.
Yeah, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about skins.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, is it Road Warrior? No, that wouldn't be that one.
No.
That's MF. Anyway.
Anyway.
2v1 lanes here as they're gonna send Jinx and Jan up top. Apple gonna have to deal with that.
They warded for him early. They put that ward up in the top lane for him, so that basically justifies him taking a sweeping lens because he won't have to ward himself. But Zane King, no, not going to use the sweeping lens on that area, so he's just going to back up nothing here. And not as an aggressive start as we saw last time. But, oh, here comes Ziploc from the side. He's just sitting there.
I've got to look for that level 3. Don't think they're going to be able to push Apple out. That guy is tenacious. He sticks to the turret as hard as he can. Chris already given plenty of room up top. Apple trying to clear the lane away. Gets it done. Ziploc gonna have to run it on through. Doesn't catch any turret shots as he has one last minion to let him slide through unnoticed. But they're just gonna come in straight this time. Not gonna look for any ganks because Apple just not leaving the front, man. He's gonna stick that line. He's got the heal.
He's level 2 Rengar. He's gonna be able to sustain himself up if he does take some damage. And he's got some wave clear. Hitting level 3 now. He's got an advantage over Chris, who just hit level 2, and Nunu's coming from behind. So the Blood Bowl is going to allow them to take this.
That's just going to run Chris clear. He's been keeping a nice, safe distance away from the Quantic bot lane duo. And with Prime joining the front, it's just going to be fire and forget spiders and basically nothing else. A little bit of a threat there as Prime wanted to take a look at him. Knockup going to land onto Apple. They're going to start it up. He heals through the Reckless Swing. Nothing here taking the shots off the turret. Shield going to keep most of that damage off of nothing here. Bottom out are going to fall first. They don't have anybody to swing top, so they're just going to keep pressing it on down, it looks like. Yeah, maybe swing back for the Dragon. We saw that happen last time, but a completely different story this time as Apple got some solid wave clear and not just going to let him bully it down the front. Zamfir Prime going at it. Nothing going to happen there.
4-man in the mid right now.
Top outer primed to fall here, and Zamfir are going to get a wave just in time, so they'll swing it back down towards Dragon. Cognitive going to leave off topside with the thread in mid, so Dragon will be good for Quantic here, assuming they get through it. Doesn't look like anybody going to make it down there in time.
We're going to have Chris show his face down bottom. Of course, he's Elise without Smite.
Fire and Forget Spider going to catch Gunza, and that'll be all she wrote. For the Dragon, it's going to be Loco Doco that finishes the job there, and after a smart move towards mid to call COG off of it, they're going to be able to get away with Dragon and a turret with no problem. 7.2 to 6.7k, just got that little 500 gold lead. Apple going to take over duties in mid lane They wait for Ari to return from the Dragon area. They're going to try to bully it down in the meantime. Apple's still standing in the front like a trooper. I'm so scared of what his late game's going to look like. The bullying they've tried to do to the guy just not sticking.
Yeah, and he's got twice the CS that Chris does right now, so he's in a good spot right here. He's tied with Suno despite being in a 2v1 lane. And now he's just going to get even more CS, getting that free farm up top that's been piling up for him. Because that wave wasn't hard pushed at all. And he was able to hold mid. So the rotations here by Quantic are spot on. They have really good instincts about where to go. And I was told that Prime is their shot caller early on, and Gunza's their late game shot caller. So I don't know if Apple's just doing that on his own or if he's being told, but still props to him regardless.
Because I told you, Gunza's the carry. He carries it, obviously, later in the part that matters more.
Well, that's why he likes aggressive supports. Because he gets to go in there. He gets to start it off. He's like, I'm going to flash Fear. I'm going to flash Tibber stun people to start the fight off. So he's the primary initiator in most of their compositions.
And speaking about that, it makes a really good synergy with Loco Doco. I mean, pretty much the entire team. We've seen Suno go for crazy plays. Apple obviously is a mad beast. Hard to keep down. Prime seems like one of the more reasonable of the set. You know, he plays really, really solid jungle there. But the rest of the team really seems built up around a lot of aggression, but measured, thought through aggression, not just crazy, full out all the time aggression. It's really made Quantic just a lot of fun to watch over the course of this tournament. Right now, they just got a little bit of a lead though, right up around 800 gold, and COG certainly hanging in there. They won a turret for one turret for one. You got to say a marked difference though, as the opening started off completely mirroring that last game with TBD and Complexity.
Except
but
without that,
Quantic handled it so much better. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's because of Apple. He just stayed up in the top lane, didn't give up ground, and just played a champion that can sustain, whereas MegaZero was playing something like Riven, where you only have the Valor as a defensive tool. Rengar gets extra armor and magic resist, I believe, off his W. And they're going in. Nope, nothing of
gonna
it.
land. Zamfir gonna knock him back.
And he can heal himself and sustain, whereas Riven early on, not as lucky. So he had to basically book it out of there early on, and he had to give up the turrets. There was nothing MegaZero could have done. Yeah.
If he had gotten off and rolling, I mean, we've seen stacked Rivens that just absolutely terrifying. MegaZero chief among them, but chief, literally the chief among them. They have a council. They have a council of Riven players that formed up after the tournament. MegaZero leads the council as the Grand Elder. But right now, take a look at yeah, there you go. Take a look at the CSI. Zamfir going to get moved on by Suno. Prime in just a little too late. Charm not going to land, which basically peters out the rest of Suno's options for finishing off the little Yordle. 56 to 50 down bottom as the 80 carries go fairly even. That wave clear for Zamfir going to put him out to a nice 15 CS lead over Suno. 63 to 48 now. 33 to 23 in the jungle, 49 to 35 in the solo lanes, however. So we've got Apple with a very, very nice start here. Everybody else keeping pace, though. Fairly tight game that shows on the scoreboard, a turret apiece. Only 500, 600 goals between them. Gold between them. Ziploc in trouble now. Is going to go 3 strong onto him. Zamfir going to drop the ult. Ziploc turning around, basically cues everybody to back up, but the stun lands onto Suno. Down he goes to Ziploc. Apple now getting chased down. He is big as all get out. Not sure if he's big enough to stand an onslaught from 3 COG members. Just barely. Big line pushing in. COG not going to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and I was very surprised that Zamfira... Ooh, I can't even talk about that now. Apple going on Chris. He has no backup.
Gonna get away as well. Chris diving way deep as things look like they might get started bottom lane. The Chompers from not here not going to land. It'll abate the aggression there. Chris back to his allotted side of the turret, but Apple going to start it up now. Prime coming in. There's just not a lot of places for him to go. Ziploc coming out could cause him some trouble, but not a ton of help on Ziploc himself. Prime there. Apple getting a lot back. Ignites burning. Can Ziploc get clear now? Came in to save Chris. Now it's Chris who's got to be the savior. Apple trying to catch it up. Gonna be able to hop onto him. Chris now slowed. Nowhere to go. Red buff. It's gonna burn him down. Prime's there to tank out the turret. Prime gets one. 2 to 1 now as Quantic finally answer back.
Down bottom.
Start on to nothing here. Is there a way out of it? Gunza going to pick one up. Zane King trying to get out. Loco Doco just working him down. Gunza running alongside. The flash comes in. Beautiful ward down. Going to get him with the boomerang blade. It's going to be an auto attack to finish it off. The 2 pickup down bottom as Quantic going to spin it on up to 4 to 1 and push themselves out to a 2K gold lead from a 500 gold lead.
That was a 4 for essentially 1 overall because Suno died early on by the blue to Zamfir. And like I was saying, I was surprised Zamfir didn't pick up Lulu. Pretty much his staple champion. Wasn't banned out. Don't know if he's pretty much given it up in 3.14. for other champions in the mid lane. But speaking about what happened in that top lane, Apple didn't back at all. And he was basically full HP by spamming his W, spamming his abilities, and getting back up to full HP. He went for the Spectre's Cowl first, and most of the damage that was going to be flying his way was magical or true, because Ziploc came in and had no mana. He wasn't able to reinforce Chris. He was basically trying to show himself and scare them off by flexing his muscles, but Apple didn't fall for it. He's like, I've got my ultimate ready. I'm just going to continue this pursuit, and picks up 2 kills, one going over to him, one going over to Prime, and they're in great shape right now on the side of Quantic.
Going to drop a little bit of vision down there, clear some wards away. COG trying to hold on to map presence right now. Throat's still a little rough after last weekend. It was 2 weekends ago. I went to a con. It gets you, man. The con diseases.
Yeah,
so,
they always hit you at
public places.
They always hit you at the worst times too. You're like, oh, it's the day before. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'll be all right though. I just tough through it. My throat will fall out, but that's okay because after this weekend, they got a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
Quantic checking for wards. Dragon back up. Looks like COG want to contest. They've got a ward down in the middle river brush. They send a tornado their way, but nobody really willing to engage this one. Jinx going to have to come up from the bottom here. COG going to go 5 strong, and it looks like Quantic will just shift to the lanes.
And because they have Nunu on their side, they're always in a position to contest Dragon as long as he's around that area. He can flash, consume, smite it, and that would just be a steal. So we don't see Apple off on like the top lane like Westrice was, constantly farming on his Rengar. And it's a completely different strategy now. Quantic's like, we're going to group up, we're going to contest this Dragon. If they start doing it, we're going to steal it. We're just going to stay around this area, despite their top lanes actually pushing, and Apple using his ulti.
Gonna hop on in, can't catch anybody. Ziploc at the back and a Ragnarok out. A little poke there from nothing here on the bottom side. Ziploc down under half his health though. Gonna have to recall. COG gonna lose one there, but there's still a bit of an ability to contest here. Don't know, without the smite, it's gonna be really hard to pull that away from Prime. Quantic gonna continue to be pressured. Obviously, might not run straight into it, but you can always pick up the stragglers if they steal away that dragon. COG gonna come running in strong as Quantic start up the dragon. Suno caught out to the side as the area control for Zamfira too strong. Nothing here, trapped as he looks for sneak in. Locodoco gonna pick one up. Apple forward onto Chris, waiting for Quantic to find a way into it. Prime runs a little too low. He's gonna have him come back in, focus on the dragon. Prime avoids a knockup, lands just short, not gonna catch the bomb either. Ziploc in, got back. Can they get it? Dragon gonna get pulled away. Can't get it. Smites early. In comes Prime to steal it away. Ziploc now in trouble. Apple chasing him down. He's burned down by Apple. Not gonna be it. COG gonna look for it. Stun gonna be short, and Quantic will walk it on out with a dragon grab, an extra pair of pickups, I think. There, no, just one extra.
Yep,
two
extra?
Two.
It was 2.
Head back
They
to
got nothing here. They got nothing here very early with the fear because he didn't have his cleanse
that was
available.
the one.
Yeah, that entire fight,
on the other side.
2 ultimates were down on the side of Quantic. They didn't have On the Hunt or Thrill of the Hunt. So Locodoco had used that to try to engage early, but they got Ragnarok in exchange, which sent Ziploc back. So they were like, all right, we're going to do the dragon, and if they come at us, it's going to be a 4v5, and there's no way they can smite this away from us because Ziploc is gone. So they start to engage, they get nothing here, pick him up very early, and then Ziploc comes in later, smites it a little early, Prime, flash, smite, consume, picks it up for his team. Very well played there by Quantic. About a 4K gold lead now.
And Ziploc not playing that one all the way to the bone, obviously thinking, you know, I got to get this and get back out. Stayed in there pretty much as long as he could. Smote just a little too early, and flash forward from Gunza, not going to catch anybody there. Is Zamfir going to be able to get himself clear? The satchel charge. Right now, Quantic backing it up. Lane Ward going to have them covered, so Cognitive will see their movements. Everybody trending northward, going to stop in the topside river brush. Cog saw it, and going to come over and check. Nothing there.
And so Cognitive just hanging out. Going for the 1-4 split push right now, sending up Chris to the top lane, but an Elise doesn't have the Sunfire kit completed. He's not going to be able to wave clear effectively at all right now. So he's just getting that CS. He is behind Apple by about 20, and it's a low CS game overall. So only 3 members in the entire game are above 100 at the 14-minute mark.
14:50 ticking by as we roll on towards 15. Zamfira leading the pack on CS, 113 now. Having an easy time of it, pushing those lanes away. Right now, obviously, though, the global objective situation. Going to give Quantic a nice big lead out there, as well as kills. 6-1 on that one. I believe they were in control of just one dragon, 2 dragons. That was the second one just now.
Yep.
And,
Both going over to Quantic.
Running away with it. Top outer now. Going to be imperiled by Apple and Prime as Chris tries to make his way back out. Guns and Loco Doco working mid lane down. They got a little bit of protection there, but nothing doing up top as the cannon minion soaks up a ton of damage. Nobody going to be able to get there in time. At least going to be just too late. Down goes top outer. Chris on to Apple and Prime. Going to have some help from Ziploc, but they've got plenty of runaway juice.
And having Rengar in that top lane is really helpful. Having those 3 bushes. Oh, flashing the axe. Flashing the undertow so he doesn't even get slowed to start that off. Not even going to risk it. Says he wants none of that.
Gets himself out. Flash is good. And 16 minutes ticking off with 2 towers to 1 now. Quantic get themselves a little bit more room to breathe around the field. Cognitive slip a little bit closer to starting to feel desperation. Gotta be at this point. Down nearly 4,000 gold. 2 turrets to 1, 6 kills to 1, and no objectives really in their favor. Outside of that top outer turret they grabbed 3v1 early on.
Apple hanging out in this bush. He sees Chris with the ward. If he goes too deep, Apple has a level advantage on him, and it might not turn out too well for Chris.
Got no friends in the area. Oh,
places a ward, he's going to sweep it out for him. So Apple just denying the vision. Chris going to walk back up, put another ward down.
Defiant as can be right there. Fine, whatever. No, clear the one. I don't even care.
Had enough of it. See, the thing with the sweeping lens is it starts at, I believe, 180-second cooldown. And then when you get to level 9, it goes down to a 90-second cooldown. So it's shorter than the warding totem's cooldown, which is about 120 when it's a greater totem. So, yeah, just overall, sweeping lens doesn't pay off in the beginning, but it's a great late-game investment. Of course, you can always switch them out, which we see 2 members of COG doing, both the support and the jungler, but also Gunza swapping out his totem. So, actually, I apologize for that. COG didn't swap them out. They had them at the start. Apple was the only one who added in the top. But Gunza is the one who swapped it out.
Over, yeah.
I was like, there was 2 on one side, and then I saw 2 and 2. So yeah. Oh, here comes Gunza.
Come over the wall onto Zamfira. Not a lot of places to run. Gets a big shield early on. Is it going to be enough? No. Satchel charge will get him out. Loco Doco couldn't finish the job. Going to go into Chris now. A strong move there. Spent the ult from Gunza, and they're going to come up a little short. Zamfira might be forced out of this one, but he can play the back and keep the line clear on the front. They've still got a lot of beef if they want to try to dive it, but 5 strong COG under the outer turret. Not a great place to roll in on it. Just going to come up a little short. A pick on to Zamfira might have led them to a mid-outer turret, but that lane clear going to stay in play.
That's the last outer turret available for Quantic. They want to push this up. Apple's been investing in purely magic resist right now. So he's not going to be poked out just by these long-range attacks.
Tornado sent through. They're going to send nothing here back. Zamfira is still looking a little worse for the wear. He's going to head back as they got themselves a little bit of time with the lane pushed out. Zuno is still in the area. Looking like he's thinking about doing something crazy. Charm going to ride through. Not going to catch anybody. Zankin going to get hit by the Q. In comes the line, and they will be too short trying to defend mid-outer. And no lane clear to be seen here. Quantic got a read on it. They're going to get started up. Back comes nothing here, and they'll be able to back it off now. Mid-outer going to stay standing. Suno in trouble. Going to have to Spirit Rush out. Going to have to stay on the run. Big block by Apple. 2 huge ults going to splash right there and get nothing. Suno holds on to his life, but Quantic not strong enough to keep it running.
Oh, the ultimate from Apple.
Dragging back up. Apple going to go into nothing here. Not going to get much. He turns it around. They're looking for it. Chomper's going to lock him up. Free shot. Charm wide from Suno. Quantic going to swing down now. Cork going to be short. Q going to be short. Quantic now unimpeded on their way down to Dragon. Axe going to land short as well. They're going to clear away the wards. Lock up onto Ziploc. And that'll slow him back, but he can still run in here and do a lot of work. Last time didn't work out for him. Apple going to start it up onto Zamfira. Zane King going to get the worst of it. Apple getting this taste of blood. Goes after Zane King. Not going to be able to get him. Ziploc in the middle of pile. Got no friends. Loco Doco going to take him out. And the Absolute Zero not going to pop on anybody, but will clear COG back for the time being. Apple taking a lot of damage at the front. He's got to clear the way through. Prime now trying to tank it out. Quantic just a little too low on the tank side of things. COG forward, locks up Suno. Suno out, flash over the wall, repel. Is going to be enough. Chris going to pick up 1. It's now 3 for 1 with Zane King. Not a lot of places to go. Loco Doco going to pop the ult. Fear. Down he goes.
Wow. Gunza went up to where the blue buff was, just right up there, came over the wall. That's like the most awkward angle ever to have an enemy come from. He just comes over the wall with Crowstorm right on top of them. They were not expecting that, and he's able to pick up 2 kills for his team. And Loco Doco has almost 3,000 gold. He's sitting on so much gold right now. He's about 2.8k. After they finish the dragon, he's going to be sitting at 3,000.
Gunza working towards a Stellan Skarsgård Academy Award nominated item. Quantic gonna back, buy themselves some goodies. Suno back up and running. And needlessly large rod there for Gunza as he's gonna work towards at Zhonya's hourglass so that he can pop in and be even more annoying. As if he weren't as it is. Just a lot of, it's those angles, man. I believe we talked about this last weekend with Quantic as well. Awkward engage angles for the enemy team. Just a lot of beautiful flanking maneuvering from Quantic.
Yeah, and Gunza's usually the one who sets those up. Every time on the Fiddlesticks, he'll come in from an awkward angle with Crowstorm, get a fear off on somebody who's not expecting it, and then he also does things where he will play Annie and flash Tibbers from angles like that, because you don't expect it, because your positioning is based on where you think the enemy is or where they're going to be. If they're all in front of you, you just play back. If he's off on the side, he's going to come in from a different angle, and you have to place yourself in a completely different place. Like, they should have been further to the right, but Apple was off over there, so it's further to the left, but Apple was over there. And it's just so hard to get Apple off the field.
Ron gonna get caught by an axe and a reckless swing. Gunza gonna walk over. Ult from Zamfir. They want him bad. Ziploc gonna chase it down. The flashes out are good. Prime gonna get to the backside of the fight. Jinx ult comes in a little too soft. And nobody going to be scared by that one. Apple now joining the fight. Suno rushing forward. Loco Doco trying to pull up the rear. It's going to be Apple that catches a big fish. Zamfir gets away over the wall, however. Spins the flash to do it. COG going to reconnoiter. See if they can't come back into it. Suno not done with the fight. And COG dancing. Apple waiting for it. Looking for somebody to go at him. Charm's going to land on a Chris. Not long for this world. Down he goes. Gunza going to grab the kill. 307 goes Gunza. Got a good chunk of damage now with that needlessly large rod. He's part of the lane clear party now.
And picking up that DFG, Suno just putting it to work there. Pick up Chris extremely quickly, and now Gunza from the side again.
Landed a little short, so he's going to have to disengage, but nothing here going to be stuck around for long enough. They'll get Ziggs at the backside of the fight as well.
Well, he still got the Terrify off, which was his main objective, was to get in there and use it on nothing here. And I think he might be timing that cleanse. He knew it wasn't up. And he just immediately goes in and terrifies, and it's over for nothing here. No escapes after that.
Ziploc and Zane King a little too low to run into this pile. Apple's still at full health. Looks ridiculous right now with all those little tiny health bars. Zane King down as Loco Doco is really getting there. 705, dropping damage like a madman. Little help there from Suno, who's also in good shape. 126, 158 CS. But right now, I got to say, Loco Doco in great shape. 705. Only 2 kills right now for COG. Both of those on to Suno. And nobody else giving him anything from Quantic. Loco just, God, look at 7. Every time I look down, it makes me a little bit more sick to my stomach. Huge kill participation there. Apple in a good way, 307 as well. Going to be very hard to stop with a front line looking like that.
Mega Inferno Bomb.
Gonna land. Ziploc running the front. Chris look for a stun. Not gonna get it. Jinx ult finally gets in good. Gunza wiped off the field. Chase not gonna continue there. That's all they can grab. Top inner falls as Apple swings north on a sojourn. No, top inner still there. That was mid.
He's picking that one up.
What fell?
In terms of turrets?
There was a turret. I have a thing on my thing. Instead of thing went. Was it super late? Top inner does fall.
I think it was bottom inner. Okay. Bottom inner dropped to the creeps while they were pushing up and getting them. So that's what they were sieging originally, and then they tried to push them off of it, and bottom inner went down during that fight.
I think it came in late because of the kill or something. Anyway.
Probably.
This one, like, since we started off weird, mine's been jittery the whole time, been a little weird. So, 11,000 gold to lead right now for Quantic. Haven't even looked up there in a while. 7 kills to 1. Cognitive, I mean, very as close as you can get to making plays there. Zamfir ult was huge in that last fight, but couldn't lock anything down.
Yeah, he couldn't at all.
Got Gunza, but
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Another sweeping lens coming out here for the team of Quantic. Yeah.
Cleared away. Suno going to catch a Q. Gunza in. Dark Wind will bounce around nicely and keep COG away. Q sent through, not going to catch anybody. Chris in trouble again as Boomerang Blade out. Loco Doco just going to go big, go full ham. Chris tries to catch him from the back of the bottom side of the rappel. Nothing here, runs low. Can he get out the back? No, Suno not going to let it happen. Sivir grabs one more. Chris now in trouble, got a little help from Zine King. They're just going to let this one go. Looks like they're just going to let it go, push down mid. We've got minions in tow, Ziploc on the way out, and Kong going to spend time picking up Prime here. He flashes away. Chris and Zine King on the chase. Q there and follow-up. That's going to be it for him. But, hey, Nexus turret's in trouble. 2 off the field for another 10. They're going to grab their first Nexus turret. Recall ping comes out, but they're waiting on it. They're the recalls. They might be able to finish it up here.
It's Sivir.
Can they dance? They're after Loco Toco to start, and they'll get him.
Couple more hits.
Not going to be able to finish the job. Can they? No.
Nope. That Sivir minion turned around, said, I want some extra gold. It's like those bronze teammates.
Apple on a Ziploc, going to give COG one more thing to be sad about. Ignites burning, and there we go. Bolo tie, going to knock him down.
It's so close to falling over. Just one more hit would have done it. One more from any of them, I believe, would have been
Just
able to close it out.
Breeze. 504, the health left back on that turret. Or back on the Nexus. Not a turret anymore, it's the Nexus now.
I think Apple's
Dreaming of a world where life is fair for Cognitive, but this is not that place.
No, not at all. They're playing against a Rengar 409 and a Sivir 816, both extremely strong characters right now, and then you stack a Nunu on top of that, just so much attack speed.
And that one was a give over. I mean, you can basically count Loco Doco for no deaths, really. I mean, that was standing there trying to burn the Nexus down. A couple more hits, and that would have been all she wrote for the game there. And, you know, a valiant sacrifice. Now they got to reset it. No Nexus turrets in play. This is a hard one to deal with for COG, as they are 12,000 gold behind. 18 kills to 7. Gunzo just going to solo Baron. That's how he does it these days.
COG sniffs it, though. They're trying to make their way over there, make sure they don't get caught as they place down a ward. Apple learning the ultimate. He's going to get spotted, though.
He wants somebody. Going to take some shots there. Chris going to be the one in trouble. No turrets to retreat to here. He's going to need to swing north if he wants a friend. Apple runs a little low. Prime off to the side. Going to catch the Zamfira ult. Chris out of play. Ringar going to pick that one up. Apple adds one onto the pile. Nothing here. Goes down to the Prime. Absolute zero. Zane King with a couple of knockups on the Suno and Apple. Not a lot of places for him to run. Suno down. 3 for none right now. Gunza stays alive. Beautiful flash over the wall to avoid the Q.
When a support
super necessary at this point.
has a Zonias, you know the game's pretty much over at that point.
A little taunt party going down for Ziploc and Prime. They're just going to laugh it off. GG calls here. Suno going to come in and ruin that party. As he goes after Ziploc. Down he goes. Suno gets one more to improve to 4-3-8. Got to make the numbers look good for the accounting afterwards. 5-0-10 goes Apple. My personal player of the game, because man does he make Rengar look beautiful. Fantastic game for Quantic. Whoa, we're going to roll on to game 3. We'll talk a little bit about this game and the one we got coming.